Hello, travel lovers from around the world. Welcome to Marquestra, a midlife woman's quest for travel. My name is Natalie, broadcasting from New Zealand. The lives we cover on Marquestra are about slow travel, nomadic life, midlife travels, and solo travels. The topic today is about how to make the best house sitter profile to land that great house sit gig that you want to apply on. Our last topic was about what is house sitting. You can check on the YouTube channel for that, how to travel rent free while house sitting. But to be able to do that, you have to make the best house sitter profile possible. The topics today about house sitter profile, there's a few big categories. The first one, obviously, is pictures. Now, independently of which site that you're going to be applying for, you need to get good quality pictures. A lot of people don't seem to put enough importance on that. As a homeowner, going through all the profiles, that would be one of the first things that catches your eye is a good quality picture. So you want something that shows off your full body first, yes, but your face has to be non-blurry, high resolution picture. The second thing is you want to make sure is that you get at least two pictures. Hey Ziggy, I'm with Ziggy here. One would be ideal, would be with an animal that shows that you are you're so cute. Shows that you're at ease with animals. So if you have any kind of experiences or photos with a cat, with a dog, a photo with a horse, or livestock, or any kind of pictures that you have with familiarity with pets is the best pictures to put on your profile. A lot of house sitter profiles enable you to put two or more pictures. The first one would be preferable to put your face, and the second ones you could, or if you have a great picture of you with a pet or something, that would be great, but make sure that we see you. Please avoid any pictures that are group pictures. So if you're applying as a couple, a picture of you two together is perfect. If you're applying as a solo person, then obviously don't put yourself in a group picture. People don't know who is you. So you have to put a solo picture of yourself. Otherwise, that makes no sense. You want to make sure that people understand that you are willing to travel. I think a lot of people are tempted to put a lot of travel pictures in their house sitter profile, especially if people like me who want to travel the world to house sit. The temptation to show that you've traveled all over the world is very big, but be careful. By doing that, you might actually come across as all you want to do is travel and not actually take care of the pet. So there's a little fine line between showing off that you're not afraid to travel across the world to go and house sit. And there's a difference between showing off that and also looking like that's all you care about is actually traveling. You want to put forward that you love animals and that you're there to care for them. Because as we've covered before, the term is called house sitting, but 99% of the time it's actually pet sitting, and which involves taking care of somebody's pet. In this case, I'm taking care of Ziggy, the cute little guy. I'm in Cleveland right now. I'll be here only for the next few days. So the next broadcast will be from the Coromandels in New Zealand, which sounds lovely. So we've covered that you need a good picture of yourself, or as a couple, if you're applying as a couple. Make sure it's good quality, that we see your face clearly and visibly, and that you preferably have pictures with pets. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now, you want to also, in your profile, next step is to show your strengths and qualities. Now, what would those be? First, you can show or say if you've had pets, what kind of pets you've had, how long you've had them for. Are you familiar with dogs, cats, horse, livestock, chickens, whatever? So this is where you'd like to actually put all of these qualities forward. In my house sitter profile, I also mentioned that I'm a non-smoker. So that's not necessarily a quality, but it's an attribute that might be important to a lot of homeowners. So make sure you put that forward. And Enough for the pets. He's so cute. I'm gonna miss you. Now, other things that you'd like to put forward in your house sitter profile. Are you familiar with taking care of a home? If that's the case, then mention it. Have you had property yourself? Have you been a homeowner? Did you have a condo? Did you take care of a pool? Have you done renovations? Are you handy? Is it okay to leave the care of a home in your hand? And the homeowner can feel secure that you know what you're doing. So that's something that I put forward in my profile because I used to flip houses and I'm very familiar with the ins and out of a house. I've actually built a few houses, well, one from scratch. So it's something that you want to put forward in your profile. Other things about property, obviously the pool, we've talked about that. Are you also comfortable with taking care of a garden, taking care of a yard, or you've only been in apartments and condos? So if you are comfortable with these tasks that come with having a home, put them forward. It's to your advantage. I think as mature travelers, it's something that homeowners feel comfortable leaving their house in your care. Things to put in your profile is references. So that's a given. References, if you've not had any house sits before. So how do you get references? Maybe you did pet sit for your neighbor, your mom, your sister, somebody in the family. So that's okay. You can actually ask them. Ask anybody that you've actually house sat for. Make sure that you ask them for reviews and references and put them on your profile. You can ask also, if you don't have any kind of references yet for house sitting, you can ask your employers for character references. You can ask neighbors to vouch for you for references. So it's okay to start from scratch. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? So don't be afraid to ask for references. I think they're important to build trust and for people to feel like they want to, yeah, like if you apply, you seem like a good candidate. So that's very important also. Now in my profile, I do mention that I had acreage of land, that I had also a condo at one point in my life, so I know how to deal with city life, I know how to deal with country life, I know how to deal with different chores around the house, how to upkeep a house, and of course I mentioned that I've had a dog, particularly for 11 years, so I've had the ins and out of having a pet. I've had cats before. I was a stable hand for a long time when I was younger, many moons ago. But I do mention that I think it's important to put all the experience you have forward. Next step, after you've talked about your photos, we've mentioned about photos, we've mentioned about the qualities that make you a great house sitter. Now we need to establish trust with the homeowner or with the actual house sitting site. Some sites will ask you to get verified, like a trusted house sitter. Particularly, I mention this one often because this is the one that I get most of my gigs with and it works really well for me. Now, you have a basic, a standard, and they used to be enhanced, but I'm not sure, I can't see it anymore, so they might have taken that out. The basic verifications to get a badge that will show on your profile. Step one, you send, they will be a step-by-step, but it's technically a verification of your email, your phone number, and what else do they ask? A reference. So you send an email, they send it back to you, they kind of connects that you're like, you verify, you've probably done this with different kind of apps, so they get an email verification sent to you. Same with the phone. You get a phone call or a phone text to verify it is your phone number, so that's pretty easy going. And the third one is to have references built in your profile. So now that you've covered those three things, that makes a basic verification done in, for example, trustedhousesitter.com. To get to a standard, which shows as a different type of badge, it's a little bit higher than the basic one, then you need to supply different kind of documents. What kind of documents are we talking about here? We're talking about bank documents or statements. They will ask specifically for specific, like particular documents to submit. Once you've actually submitted them, it goes through a third-party verification to show that it's actually you, that you are who you say you are and who you claim you are. The data is verified, is secured through the third party that they use, and it's very high security services, so there shouldn't be any problem for you to be, it shouldn't be any worry for you to submit these kind of documents, but it does create an extra sense of trust and confidence for the homeowner if you do have that badge. So it probably is a good idea if you can to do that extra step if you're serious about landing those first house sit gigs. It just puts every possible chances on your side. Now there used to be a enhanced one. I've not even gotten to that level, but other documents that you might want to include also, like for example, as a long-term traveler and especially nomad that travels so much, I have a Nexus card. I think in the States they're called Global. They're basically a trusted traveler identification card, and it's like you've vetted of 10 years past security check. So of course, if you have that, you can submit that, and it's a very good document to add to your profile. It doesn't show up in your actual profile on Trusted House Sitter, but they have it, and they can claim that you are verified, and it adds to the extra basic. You become a standard verified. Now, I believe the enhanced one was you could pay to get a police verification profile, but for some reason I don't even see it on my profile to do that anymore. So they might have taken out that feature. But if you do have any kind of documents that are of that type, that's actually extra verifications, please submit them. It's just to your advantage to do so. What else about your profile? We've talked about pictures, we've talked about references, now we've talked about getting verified and getting trust and confidence with the homeowner. Extra tip I could tell, if you want to really differentiate yourself from other house sitters that are applying, make a video. This is a great opportunity to you to show your personality, to show your dynamic self. There's nothing like catching somebody's attention than a video. People love videos, so they will show up in your profile. People can click on it. You can make an introduction. It can only be a 5-minute video. It doesn't have to be a long winded video, but a 5-minute video can go a long way in establishing trust right away. I think people get the energy of who you are. So that would be my extra tip. If you can, make sure you do that, and you can ask somebody to take the video, or you can do like me, just put it on a little selfie stick, and with your iPhone you could actually do a little video of you walking around with a dog. You could actually show you playing with a cat or caring for chicken, whatever it is. You can do a little montage, but videos go a long way in making yourself differentiate from other house sitters, so that's a great tip. Now that covers today's topics of how to make a house sitter profile, a killer one to get the best opportunities your way for house sitters, for house sitting. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel below. Click that bell to get all notifications about our new topics. Next time we'll see each other, I'm not going to be with Ziggy anymore. I'll be with with different dogs. It'll probably be with 2 greyhounds, 2 rescued greyhounds. We're going to the Coromandos. It should be a fun adventure. Thank you for joining in. Like always, live your life to the fullest. Carpe diem, and see you soon.